Chicago's on fire. DHS raised tear gas on neighborhood corners. A Congress member blocked at the gate, and then President Obama jumps in to call this ordinary street crime. Well, if this is ordinary, somebody move the goalpost to Mars. Roll it.
When you have military that can direct force against their own people, that is inherently corrupting. When you have what looks like a deliberate end run around not just a concept, but a law that's been around for a long time, Posse Comitatus, that says, you know, you don't use our military on domestic soil unless there is an extraordinary emergency of some sort. That when you see an administration suggest that ordinary street crime is an insurrection or
a terrorist act,
you know, that is a genuine effort to weaken how we have understood democracy.
So, Posse how you say that? Comitatus, I believe that's what he said. I had to look it up. The Posse Comitatus Act is a U.S. federal law that limits the use of federal military personnel in domestic law enforcement, reflecting a commitment to civilian control over the military. Okay, now that we got that. Look, Posse Comitatus, Kumatata. I don't know, y'all. Look, I'm human. It's about not turning the U.S. military into your local beat cop. Okay, cool. We agree on that. But nobody's asking the 82nd Airborne to check parking meters, rather. You know what I mean? Chicago's problem isn't semantics. It's bodies on sidewalks and federal agents getting jumped mid-arrest. If you call that ordinary, you've never waited 20 minutes for 911 in the neighborhood everybody forgot about. And while they're debating entries outside, real people are juggling pepper spray and profanity.
What, man? Get back. That's what you do to American citizens. You think tear gas them? You think tear gas them? Fuck out! Fuck out, piece of shit! Go get a college degree. Fuck out, piece of shit! No, don't fucking touch me, Nazi. Fuck out, burn in hell. Fuck yeah! Ma'am, do what you're supposed to do. This is fascism in America, people. This is fascism in America. We're being gassed in America!
Yeah, dapper detective wrote, attacking ICE agents is a stain on America. That's not peaceful. That's you're not making the arrest today. And the second you make mob veto a policy tool, you don't have policy. You've got whoever shouts closest to the camera. So DHS answers with something that doesn't care about hashtags. My boy, go look at him. He just came up. gang. Yeah, it's over with, my boy.
Then you call somebody, that's it.
What's going on? What is going on? Hey, you interrupted us, I will arrest you.
Be hard. You know, I gotta say, you know, I always tell y'all the liberals, they be having some of the best soundtrack music, but you know, I gotta go and give it to us on them. We won, you know, 1-1. Midway Blitz. Did you just cough? Everybody, I have company in the background. I'm over here just being a little extra. But anyhow, Midway Blitz is, you know, subtle like a sledgehammer. You know, take the worst of the worst first. That's the pitch. Now, it's... Is every grab perfect? No. Big gears grind for sure, but pretending nothing changed while 1,000 people are in change is a choice. Yeah. But all right. Back outside the facility, and it's not just chanting. There's some logistics.
Every day for the last month, they've been protesting outside the ICE facility in Chicago. How is it possible? Let me show you. I'm exposing a new protester for every 100 new followers. 3 of the 4 days that I spent on the ground in Chicago, I was fully embedded with the protesters. They had no idea who I was, so I was able to extract a lot of information. I was super impressed by their operations when I first got there, and when I saw their operations, I knew that it's well organized, and when we know it's well organized, usually means it's well funded. Briefly, let's go through the timeline. So September 12th, they had their first protest, and 4 days later, on the 16th, they erected the tent. The tent serves as a resource center for all the protesters, whether it's to get information about the protests and upcoming protests, or it's to actually get gear for the protests like a gas mask or eye goggles. You also got to think about it. People protest there all day long, so they need to go rest somewhere, to eat a sandwich, to get water. That's what the tent is for. I got friendly with the protesters after a few hours, and we decided to ask them some questions about their funding, and they allowed us to do this on camera, so check this out. We've seen some stuff on the internet that this is like funded through dark money or whatever. I mean, yeah, I guess how do you guys sustain all of this?
We are not getting paid. All this stuff, what you guys are seeing, has got donated to us.
So you guys are just receiving donations through like Gives and Go, or no?
Literally people bringing it to the tent saying, do you guys want this, or you guys need this, and stuff like that.
It's not like they would have told me that there's dark money or that they're attached to an organization like DSA or PSL, but how are they able to do this? Totally get being there and volunteering to be there, but he said people are dropping off things, and I see a lot of Amazon packages. And that's when I came across this flyer that had their wish list. Yeah, they literally have an Amazon wish list of people purchasing the things that they need, and then they get there, but who is buying this stuff? I'm emphasizing the tent a lot because without the tent, they wouldn't be able to protest this long. And because all of this is operated through Amazon's wish list, we really don't know who's funding this and whose interest it could possibly be, whether it's a country or a party, to continuously have this protest ongoing.
The tent is the pit crew. They give you goggles, respirators, snacks. Don't miss your court date flyers. It's a supply chain. You don't show up daily for a month without infrastructure. The streets has managers now. Meanwhile, DHS keep on dropping these receipts, and the internet turns it into a trailer. Oh, we already seen this. I ain't gonna watch this again. I'll just say the optics, the optics were simple. Cops show cuffs, activists show tears, which brings us to the part that tears you up regardless of your politics, actually. Let's get to it.
We can stop if you want.
Give me some numbers.
Stop.
Look at guys, look at this fascist right here.
It's her.
I'm so sorry to be the one to show you this picture of your mother. What's it like for you to see her there with her ponytail and her backpack and her pink sweatpants talking to these guys with guns and masks and their bulletproof vests?
I mean, based off her facial expression, she looks ready to cry. And that saddens me because she just wanted to go to the store. She was gonna make some albóndigas, which is basically a meatball stew.
Now, that's a human being hurting. Period. Also true. 30 years is a long time to gamble that paperwork, and you have to deal with the consequences for sure. Two things can be true at once, though. Compassion for people and consequences for systems. The camera doesn't reduce it to one. And while we weigh compassion, the rule book just got heavier for work permits and the road.
Last week, Vivek Sharma went to the DMV to renew his trucking license, but he was denied. The problem? New rules surrounding the process. As he explains in Hindi, only green card holders and U.S. citizens can get their commercial driver's license renewed. Sharma's been in the U.S. legally for the past 10 years, seeking political asylum. His final court case is next year. He's been driving a truck for the past 8 years, but now he can't. Ab kya karenge aap?
Abhi kya kuch local job dekhenge?
When asked what comes next, he says he's worried. Trucking paid well. The sudden stop in income means he won't have money to send back to his family in India. Now he will have to start over. The U.S. Department of Transportation issued emergency rules that require the DMV to stop issuing commercial driver's licenses, or CDLs, to drivers who are not U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Even those with legal work visas, like Sharma, will be denied. It says it's doing so to improve traffic safety and close loopholes in the law.
Now, if you drive 18 wheels for a living, that rule hits like a brick. The feds say safety and clarity. Drivers here, your livelihood just expired. Policy isn't a tweet. It's rent. Yeah. Reminiscence and Tuesday. And Congress trying to peek behind the curtain. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
How can I help me? This is Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. I have former Congressman Luis Gutierrez with me, but under Section 527 of the Appropriations Law, I am entitled to be able to... How can I help me? This is Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. I have former...
Oh, man, this comes with... Raja is denied entry into ICE facility in Bravo, Illinois, after wanting to check in on dangerous illegal criminals and rapists. And then there's this genius idea floating around.
ICE agents are staying in Wilmette. That's not to say that they're operating there just yet, although they have picked up people in Lincolnwood, Niles, Skokie, and Glenview, so they're getting pretty darn close. But ICE agents are staying at the Residence Inn by Marriott on that Wilmette-Skokie border. It would be a real shame if folks knew that, and if they called the Residence Inn by Marriott, tell them how they feel about rogue federal agents staying in their neighborhoods, whether that might make them feel uncomfortable. You know, there's some worry about racial profiling and aggression by federal agents. So definitely don't call this number right here, because if they got enough phone calls from angry enough people, I mean, the Residence Inn, let alone Marriott Corporate, might reconsider whether or not they let government agents stay there in the future. And what a terrible thing that would be. So don't call this number, but do save this number. This is the ICER hotline. And if you see something happening in Wilmette, in our communities, make sure to give them a call. Take out your phone, take video. Horizontal actually is better than vertical because you can see more stuff, and make sure to document everything that you are seeing. Also, our food pantries, our mutual aid organizations, our social services organizations are getting hit really hard right now. So if you have groceries at home that you can share, or if you can go pick up some non-perishables from the store, drop them off at the Niles, New Trier, North...
We don't care about all that. Definitely don't call is how you call. Harassing hotel managers because agents sleep there isn't activism. It's basically Yelp terrorism. If you can't win an argument, if you can't win it, you know, you try to cancel the pillow. Now, here's Wildland. Chicago doesn't need speeches about ordinary crime. It needs fewer funerals and fewer mobs deciding who gets arrested. Enforce the law tightly, transparently, with oversight, and stop gaslighting people living with the consequences. I'll keep the receipts and bring you the truth meter. Now, if you made it to the end, I want y'all to just put ordinary with a question mark. Matter of fact, 2 question marks. Oh, I know you made it to the end. Other than that, y'all be safe. Please go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.